Hey there everyone, welcome back to Shorty on the Fly. Today you can see that I have a pheasant tail nymph in the vise, and while we are going to learn to tie this pheasant tail, I'm going to use this more as a way of explaining my system for getting things consistent. I spent the weekend at the International Fly Tying Symposium in New Jersey, and people come by and they look at my boxes and they get, amazed at the consistency with which I'm able to get things. So I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what my method is for accomplishing that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I've got a size 14 2x long nymph hook in the vise, and I'm going to be using 15 thousandths lead wire, and we're going to take and I'm going to make just 8 wraps every time. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Snap that off. Push that in and snap the rest off with my fingernail. And this is not only going to help the bead sit where I want it, but it's also going to inform me where my thorax is going to get tied in right here. And I'm going to use that on every other fly that I do. So if I drop down to a size 16, I'm going to take 6 wraps, and that'll give me the proper location. If I go down to a size 18, I'm going to take 6 wraps, but I'm going to drop down to 10 1/1000ths wire. Okay, following what we're talking about there? So it's a way of making sure you get your thorax into the same spot every single time. Now I'm going to come in and get my thread started on the hook, and I'm using Olive 60 Danville for my thread today. And once I get that in there, for this particular pattern, I'm using brassy sized copper wire, and in order to cut that, I'm using toenail clippers. I just think they do a good job of cutting the wire without dulling your scissors. So I've got that off, and I'm going to shove the wire right up against those wraps of lead and get it on the far side of the hook. Keep it in the same spot. That keeps you from building up bumps. Okay, and take touching wraps all the way back to the bend of the hook. Okay. Now, once again, if I were going to do this on a size 16 hook, I'm still going to use the brassy size. If I go down to an 18, I'm going to use the small size. Okay, so we get the proportions correct. Now, I'm reaching into a pheasant tail, and I am pulling off exactly 8 fibers from the tail. Okay, that way we get the same look every time. And I'm going to come in and measure these from the front of the hook back to where the hook point is. Transfer that measurement to the rear, and I'm going to take a collecting wrap and then another wrap to carry my material to the top of the hook. Okay, now we'll take one more wrap just to secure everything and make my thread right in front of those. And now wrap forward. And I'm going to wrap forward up to the back of the lead. And that's where we're going to stop. Now, when it comes to wrapping our rib for segmentation, how many? Well, in this case, for a size 14, I'm going to do 5. And I had a lady at the show ask me, I always have trouble getting my evenly spaced wraps. So, well, what we want to do, I said, so if you're going to do 5, shoot for 3 to be at the halfway point, not of the hook, but the halfway point of your abdomen. So right there. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then see 3's right in the middle, and you can see where the next 2 wraps go. 4, 5. And I'm going to lift up and Knock everything down there. Take 4 wraps over top, and then I'm in a helicopter to get that out of there. Now for my thorax today, I'm going to use peacock ice dub instead of the traditional peacock feather, peacock herl. It's actually a little bit more durable when you get right down to it. So we're going to make a dubbing noodle, maybe 2 inches long. And that should just about do it. And then wrap it on. Right up to the back of the bead. And we got some wayward fibers sticking out there. We just come on in and trim those out, make everything look nice. Okay. And there we have it. Now just come on in and whip finish, and we are done. And you can see very easily that 5 wraps of lead. Let me just show you what the other ones would look like. Here's a size 16. And that's, as you can see, we have 4 wraps. Okay, and that's still with the brassy wire. And then with the size 18, we're still going to have 4 wraps. But it's going to be with the smaller wire. Okay. And I used the 10 1,000ths wire underneath instead of the 15 thousandths. And I did 6 wraps just as I did on a size 16. So the key is you need to have it in your mind of what you want to do before you start to construct your fly. But if you do that and you make it a thing on a regular basis to count these things and pay attention to them, that's what's going to inform you in order to get consistent on your boxes. And then, you know, you can have people pick up your boxes and go, oh wow, they all look exactly the same. Yeah. Okay. There you have it. I'm glad you were with me today. As always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment. We love hearing from you. I bid you peace.